Welcome to the Parallel Legacies podcast where, man, I'm just one of four dudes and I got four of my very best friends with me. I got Doc Brown.
Hey.
I got S. Dot.
What was going on?
I got Mitch.
Yo, what's good?
Fellas, this one is kind of a special episode now, isn't it, man? Because we have three lovely ladies, one of which who is also probably one of my best friends in the world too, to hang out with us for this episode. So Miss Quanesha, what's going on? How you doing?
Hey, how are you?
Candice, lady, I see you. Thank you so much for joining us. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing well. And last and absolutely not least, my best friend in the world, the co-host of the Sophisticated Spark podcast, Miss Lady J. Miss Lady J, what's good?
Yo, E.
Yo. So now that we are all here, the last episode of the Parallel Legacies podcast, we asked the question, is marriage worth it for the modern man? And, we had our own ideas and thoughts about the last topic. But now the new question is marriage worth it at all? So we got three lovely ladies here. We got the fellas here. So whoever want to chime in, it's all on you. I'm all ears.
All right, man. So listen, I am a firm believer that marriage is worth it. I believe that you can't decide who God pairs you with, right? So you can't sit back and say, look, man, I'm never going to do this. I'm never going to do that. There's no such thing as absolutes. To me, if you go out, you meet somebody, love happens and, marriage is that. But you're looking for a partnership, looking for a companion. You're looking for somebody to build with because you're only on this rock that we call Earth for a small amount of time. Why not go out there and build something that you can leave for the next generation? And the way you do that is by finding a partner, building a relationship, and making things work, building a household, building a home. I do believe that there is someone out there for everybody. A lot of people may not have found that person yet, but, it'll happen. And I believe, I'm going to keep it real short. I do believe marriage is worth it. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be, one of those things that is going to test you, is going to try you. But the thing is, it's supposed to be that way because you have two individual people trying to come together as one, and it's never going to be a walk in the park. It's not going to be, blissful all the time. You have two grown adults who have different opinions, different ways of thinking, and sometimes you just have to compromise and make it work. So marriage is absolutely worth it. I'm done. I'm gonna step off after that.
Mm-hmm. So you feel like marriage is worth it. Doc, what you got, man? What you think?
I'm actually on the same side with Mitch here. Although I am not currently married.
Say what?
I do feel like everything Mitch said is on par to what I think. It is. It's a difficult ride. One of the things that I think I shared this with everybody before. Once I got divorced, I told myself, marriage ain't happening for me again. Couldn't make that work, then I'm not doing it again.
Mm-hmm.
And in my heart of hearts, if the right one comes around, which I do believe that, like Mitch said, there's somebody out there for everybody. She just probably, Beyonce is currently married. So
here we go.
But like I said, man, I think it's somebody out there for everybody, and unfortunately, maybe we always don't meet that person, but I do believe that is definitely true, and you want to have somebody to build something with, and to be with. So I'll let that ride because I know we got some more stuff, and I'm sure I'm going to be jumping in here shortly.
So I pose the question to the ladies on the panel. What's one of y'all's opinion? What do y'all think? Is marriage worth it nowadays? What do you think? You said you think it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it is. I believe, like Mitch and Doc have said, that there's someone for everyone. I feel like if we actually genuinely got to know people and enjoy them for who they were and not expected anything extra from them, then relationships will last. But everybody is out for self and they're looking for what they get from the next person instead of genuinely getting to know them. I believe that relationships are built on who you like to be around as opposed to not just who you love. Love is a lot of work. However, you have to be willing to like the person. You can love me as much as you want, but 5 months down the line, 5 years down the line, are you still going to like me? Do you still want me there? That's the important part. So I feel like marriage is worth it.
Okay. Okay. Miss Lady J, what you got?
Well, I think it's worth it if you're somebody who is designed for marriage or to be married. So I kind of have a different opinion. I don't think marriage is for everybody. I think that there are people that should be single. I don't think marriage is necessarily for everybody. I don't believe that there is, quote, somebody for everybody. I don't think any one thing is for everybody, period. I think, is it worth it? I think it's worth it when you work at it. I think a lot of times people think marriage is almost like if you've ever watched HGTV and people were like, oh, I'm looking for something turnkey. They want it turnkey. Which even when you buy a house that's technically turnkey, it's still not turnkey. You still got to go in there and make it be yours. Make it be your home, whatever you like about it, whether it's redecorating or putting your furniture in there. People don't want to do the work. They want it to just be easy. I like you, you like me, you look good, we got money, bam, we get together. And marriage, most often people had a wrong idea about it. They are okay with weddings, they're okay with civil unions and things like that, but marriage is every day. It's waking up every day saying I do, even when you don't feel like it, even when you don't want to. The money is bad, you sick today, you don't look the same, whatever. And most of the time people don't want to do that. And honestly, women marry the potential of what they think that man is going to be, and a man marries who she is that day, not taking into account her evolution, because she's gonna change. They fall in love with that girl, and that's who they think they're gonna be with, or who they want to be with for the rest of their lives. So now, when I used to be a party girl and I'm no longer a party girl, or I used to be a homebody and now I didn't get bored and I want to go out, whatever way that goes, there's a change. But is it worth it? Woo. Mm.
So Jay, you just said something really interesting. You said something really interesting. And I just got to jump in on this. So you said when women go through change, and I think all the fellas would agree with me on this. Why do we always hear that you changed?
Me?
Women normally say this to men: "You changed."
Everybody changes.
I 100%
I think
agree.
it depends on the change. I think a lot of times, and this is just my opinion from listening to the males in my life who are very transparent with me, and the women in my life and people that I've counseled, men get comfortable. So that means we together. Why I need to buy you flowers? Now those things that he was doing in the beginning, she wants him to keep that up. He doesn't want to do that anymore. It's like, I'm okay. Like we good. I don't want to get dressed up. Like, let's say you met her in the club, right? So y'all get together and now y'all club hopping together or bar hopping together. And even though there's a evolution to it, you may kind of still not necessarily go to the club, but are you going out? Now you didn't went from hanging out to now all you want to do is sit and play Madden, or all you want to do is sit in your man cave in that recliner. One thing a man cannot be, I don't care how fine he is, how well he put it down in the bedroom, how smart he is, he can pray down heaven. You cannot be boring. 9 times out of 10, when she says you changed, that means you're boring the hell out of me.
I gotta jump in.
Mhm.
I gotta jump in because
I don't know about that.
I disagree with you, because if you notice that his habits have changed, maybe you should join into what entertains him. Have you tried that? It's boring to you because you're used to, and I'm not talking directly to you, but it's boring because you're used to a certain way. However, he's grown. That no longer excites him. He wants to do this. Have you said, well, hey, I want to play. Put me on the stick. Or can I just sit and be in your company? Be a part of his change, and maybe you will find it interesting. Maybe he doesn't, maybe he just wants to get away. It's a way for him to tune out the everyday struggles that he deals with outside of the home. So it's not, I wouldn't say that he's become boring, or people change in general. Yes, they change. But I wouldn't say the change is because they stopped doing what they did in the beginning, because we do the same thing. We know what
Jack.
men. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish your thought.
We know how to bring them in just like they know how to get us as well. But that goes back to my previous statement. Are you going to like me the same way you liked me when you were trying to get me? Am I going to like you the same way? If we genuinely want to be together, we're going to adapt to each other's likes and dislikes.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you to an extent. However, you can't shut me out of your world. And that's what she's saying. Yes, you have to keep it spicy in a sense. You have to do the things you did in the beginning. You have to continuously date. And that's one thing couples stop once they get comfortable. And I'm not putting the onus on just the man. The women get complacent, the men get complacent. And that's where the disconnect comes from.
All right.
Hey,
So can't wait. We gotta finish. Yo, we gotta finish. We gotta get around. We gotta get around first. I promise I'm gonna get back to you, Mitch. I promise. Just but Candice, so do you think marriage is worth it? That's not, I'm gonna get to you.
I mean, but like Jay said, it all goes back to having that right person. It's constantly work. Like, is that, I don't know if that's Mitch at the bottom.
That's Mitch.
Yes, like he said, it's constantly work. That's something you have to work at. You can't say I do today and I don't tomorrow, and then go out and cheat and then come back because, hey, my mistress is fun, but my wife is boring, but you don't bring your wife into your world.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So S. Dot, it's on you, fella. In your opinion, is marriage worth it?
No, so I guess I'll play cleanup on this one, right? I'm usually not.
No, because I haven't given my opinion yet. I haven't given my opinion yet.
I hear about you.
Oh, okay.
All right. So is it worth it? Yeah, I joke a lot about the situation.
Mm-hmm.
That the companionship piece is at the forefront, especially the older that I get. What I see is the young ones that go ahead and jump into marriage. I mean, speaking from experience, you go out there. Yes, a lot of what was said reigns true. You guys start a certain way, you become comfortable over the time together, and then you forget how to continuously court each other, right? To keep the other person engaged. Got that piece. But that also goes back to something that was said during the previous episode about the resilience of it, right? Okay, so we heard about the continuously dating or the continuous I do's every day, even when you don't feel like it.
all right, how much work are you going to put in, to it? Do you really want to, right? You heard it from my sister saying, are you going to like me today? I mean, you heard it from Mitch saying, what I'm saying? Um, it's the work that you're willing to put in with that other person. Now, going back to the topic, is it worth it? I believe the individuality of people today, both man and women, are self-fulfilling. That everyone wants what they want when they want it, and they don't know how to pour into the other. Or if they do pour into the other, the slightest sense of any kind of turmoil coming their way, they're quick to flee.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a toss up, right? I love companionship. I don't want to be alone forever, but will I risk someone that I can't pour into being my piece, right? You hear that all the time. All that means is being transparent and being able to communicate without feeling like you're going to be attacked for saying how it is that you feel from the other party. So, yes, I changed my stance. Yes, it is.
Uh-huh.
But you better make sure that whomever you are willing to put that power and energy into is going to reciprocate in order for it to work.
Right. Okay. Well, panel, I'm going to be that dude. I'm just letting you know now. I'm going to be that dude. I'm going to say no. And the reason why I say no is based on, I'm talking right now today, 2023, right? And my answer is based on the statistics that they're easy to find. And if somebody want to call me on the statistics, I'll pull it and put it in the chat if they want to call me on the statistics. But 50% of marriages are ending in divorce. And of those 50%, women are responsible for 80% of those divorces. I said this last show. And I even went as far as to say, take half of those marriages that end in divorce, right? To which, for the most terrible reasons, infidelity, abuse in all forms, be it physical, be it emotional, be it financial, you're still looking at 40% of women who are filing for divorce just because for irreconcilable differences. So if I'm a man of means, or if I'm a man with his stuff together, that's the chance that I'm taking when I meet somebody. I don't think it is worth it. If we want to be together, we can be together, right? And I understand, like Candice mentioned, I believe in the pre-show, to where people are the ex-wife is getting everything, so on and so forth. I get all that. But me as a man, I need to take care of business. I need to take care of business in order for this woman that I'm with to be taken care of in the event of my demise. Now, my only caveat to that is there are circumstances into which marriage will be worth it, right? To where we have history. We've known each other for years, and we went off and did our own thing, and now we've somehow come back together. I think in some of those instances, it would absolutely be worth it. But me meeting some new chick today, say I'm divorced tomorrow, me meeting somebody brand new, it's probably not for me, and that's just kind of the way that I feel about it.
So I can agree there. I probably wouldn't do it again either.
Mm-hmm.
But if you go into it looking at it transactionally, then you're always going to fail because you're looking at it as a transaction. If I go into it and I'm in a new relationship now, and he's concerned about, because he was sick and was like, well, if I died, I couldn't leave you anything. Dude, I was taking care of myself before you were here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not worried about you leaving me anything. I'm worried about your health.
Mm-hmm.
I'm worried about if you're going to be okay. I'm not worried about what I can get from you because I've been taking care of myself for a long time. So that's not my concern. So if your concern is what can I get from a person outside of what can they do for me emotionally?
Mhm.
How they make me feel? Can I talk to you? Can I be goofy with you? Can I be my true, genuine self with you? And we ain't even on the same playing field right now.
Candice, I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with what you said. However, we also have to take into account how many marriages fail because of financial issues. Like that's something that we cannot ignore that, right?
Hey, can I jump in real quick?
You got it.
Please. Really. Hey, listen, I think the majority of the problem is when two people get together, they're not truthful with each other from the beginning. So when they go into these relationships and you say, oh man, you've changed, that's because you wasn't your true self when you first met that person. They were coming into the relationship under false pretenses in the first place. That's why you have to take your time, date the person, and find that right person to make sure that what they're talking about is genuine from the beginning. Yes, marriage is going to fail if you come into a relationship lying in the first place. You don't love me. You love what I'm about. You love my stature. You love my money. If that's the case, then so be it. And if I choose to marry that person, then that's on me. But you have to find out what the truth is from the beginning. When you have two people that's genuine in love and the truth is there from the beginning, those relationships work. Those relationships last because they know each other. They know the truth about each other. So when you say like, oh man, he's boring. Well, you knew he was boring when you met him. You knew exactly what he was doing when you first walked into that relationship. But if he is boring and you think that he's boring and you're willing to work at a relationship, go in there, pull him off the game. Hey man, get up, we're going out, get dressed. Communicate with that, communicate with him to make him understand where you want to be. Marriages fail because you choose to walk out. You choose to say, you know what, you're boring and I'm going to leave now. Well, talk to me. Tell me what you want me to do. Tell me how we can make this relationship better. You know, the problem is no one's willing to communicate anymore. No one's willing to sit down and actually talk through a lot of things. A lot of marriages can be fixed just by saying what you really feel. But I don't want to say that, man. I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. That's your significant other. You're supposed to hurt each other's feelings. You're going to get on each other's nerves. You're going to make each other mad. But it's okay. That's what a relationship is all about. So when you say marriages fail because of finances, yeah, maybe so. But if that person had to win and talk to them about their finances, bro, both of y'all can go work. I got a job and my finances fell and I really want this relationship to work. I'll work at McDonald's. I'll work a double shift because that's what I want to do to keep my relationship going. People just walk away, man. And I believe when people walk away from relationships, they never wanted to be married in the first place because they're not willing to work for it.
I don't agree with that though. I don't agree. I don't agree with that because, and the reason why I don't agree with it is because there are many marriages that have ended where one person is fight, and then they just ain't got no more fight. You know what I'm saying? So if you're saying that one of the other person didn't want to be married in the first place, I can understand that. But in most cases, people believe that they want to be married to get, you know what I mean, to be together. You know what I'm saying? I never wanted to get divorced. It happened, but I never wanted to get divorced, but it happened. You know what I mean? And from her standpoint and from my standpoint, we thought we wanted to be married. So, you know,
because you're back together. The thing is, you gotta communicate. You have to talk to each other in order to make any of this work. Like even us, let's take the whole marriage thing out of it. Let's talk about the four dudes right here that we always talk. You know, if we didn't communicate and get to know each other, we wouldn't be best friends right now. We have to talk and communicate, and we all know each other. You know, we know each other. We know what each other's going to say before we even say it, because that's what we do. We communicate. You take that same energy that you're putting into this, take something that you love, whatever you love the most, take that same energy and put it into a relationship. I promise you, your relationship will work because you're giving it what you want to give it.
But
I gotta jump in. It takes two people to no, because I'm just saying it takes two people. So I read this book and it's called I got it out there in the hall. It's called The Love Dare. And basically it takes the idea of you doing all of this stuff. You can be doing all of the right stuff. If your mate is not in it with you, it's a team effort. You're not going to be able to carry a marriage. I think part of it is too, we have a romanticized idea about what marriage is. Marriage is like work. When I say work, I mean it's work. It's every single day. And I think a lot of times people just really think it's all of the fun stuff. It's the taking the pictures, it's the matching little outfits, it's going on dates. Sometimes it's the really hard conversations, it's really hard situations, and literally working through it. And I can't say, because I've counseled people, I'm not going to say people knew what they were getting into. I think sometimes we don't know ourselves. We don't know us. We grow, we evolve, we change. Sometimes life comes at you hard. I've dealt with, I know a couple right now, divorced. They never thought they were going to get divorced. Guess what happened? They lost a child. In a way, one person was handling that loss, the other person couldn't handle it. You really think that you're submitted and you're locked in until life happens. So I don't think that it's literally, oh, we just didn't try hard enough, or you ignore all of the red flags, or maybe you ignored the green flags. I think sometimes it's just the work of it can be daunting. And then, like how you saying this communication, part of the reason why you guys can communicate, and let's just call it what it is, y'all don't have the same level of intimacy. It's some things that I could say to E and E can say to me, even though he's a man and I'm a woman, and I'm gonna take that on the chin and I'm gonna laugh it off. But it's some things that if my husband said that to me, it's gonna hit completely different. It's not the same. I think sometimes we just don't take those pieces into consideration. It's hard work, hard, and we want it romanticized, and it's not gonna be that.
But it's supposed to be work.
Disagree.
Anything that you really want in life, you have to work for it. If you want to be a millionaire, you can't make it. You can't be a millionaire sitting on the couch. You have to get up and you have to work for it, because that's something that you truly desire. You desire it.
You say win the lottery.
Now you gotta work to keep the money. It's the same thing.
You can't win the lottery if you don't go out there and buy the ticket. You still got to go.
You buy it online. Buy it online.
You know what? I don't even want to talk about it.
So I made a statement in the last podcast that I would like to get the ladies' opinion on. And in that statement, I said that in my belief, a man's love is absolutely the most pure, with exception to when a woman loves her child. But outside of that, I believe that a man's love is the most pure. And here's the reason why I say that. And I kind of want to go back and quote a Chris Rock joke, right? When he said that a man has to do something in order to be loved, but babies and puppies and women, they can be themselves, and they will receive the unconditional love that they desire. So what, ladies, what do you guys think about that?
I don't think that's true.
Okay.
I don't think that's true.
Okay.
And I say that because when I date a person or I'm interested in a person, I'm genuinely interested in them. I see past what they can do for me because I can do for myself. So if I'm interested in you, I want to know you for who you are, not what you bring to the table. So you being yourself, very transparent, open, and genuine with me, I can feel that. I know the difference. So I don't agree that a man, with what you said, that a man has to do something to be loved, and a woman and a dog and a cat, whatever Chris Rock said, can just be themselves. I feel like men typically are attracted to the women that he has to take care of, the woman that needs him to do, provide, protect. And I feel like that because typically those are the women. You said women typically leave and they take half of everything. You're afraid of your assets going away, right? where you started providing for her. You started a lifestyle for her in that way.
Mm-hmm.
Where you genuine if you didn't have it, she wouldn't be able to take it from you, correct?
Mm-hmm. But so let me also say with that is that I don't disagree with women being with women receiving alimony, palimony, child support. I don't disagree with that at all. I don't disagree with that because but my belief is that if we built it together, you absolutely deserve half of what I got. But if I walked in with 250 million or whatever it is that I have, and you're there 5-10 years and then you bounce on me, why do you deserve half of my assets at that point? That's how I feel about it.
Hey, I gotta get it. So I do have a problem with that. I have a problem with antiquated laws being applied in a modern setting. If everybody is coming together and doing something or bringing them all, because you hear it all, I can do for myself. We've heard it several times from the ladies over here. I've been taking care of myself. Well, okay, we didn't work out. Continue to take care of yourself. Everything else is off off the table. And if we do bring children into it, then that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Am I still able to be the same father that I was when we were together? Then allow me to continue to do that. You don't need to take anything or get the man involved in our situation in order to rear these kids either. So yes, I have a real big issue with alimony, palimony, and all that. Now, I'm not talking from experience on this one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not, but you see how it can affect the dynamic of even the continuation or people erring on the side of caution to even get into the relationship because that's always in the back of your head. I mean, what do you see?
Mm-hmm.
People getting together and then somebody else leaving and then somebody, taking a cut. Like, okay, that's always in the back of your mind. But going back to the original topic is it worth it? I believe that if you're willing to put in the work, like Brother Mitch said, you're willing to put in that work because this is something that you want, you can make it work.
Mm. Doc, what you got, man?
Oh man, I am I actually learned something today. So, but going back to your original statement,
Mm-hmm.
I just look at it from the standpoint, and I think it was already mentioned, that transactional or that business side of it. It is what is worth to you. So if it's a concern of yours that you're going to lose your assets, yeah, it might not be worth you getting married.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're thinking about that emotional bank account, if you will, the things your love, your support, those things, then yeah, I can kind of see. I mean, I 100% see where marriage is 100% worth it if you're talking companionship and love and things like that. But on the other side of it, you're thinking about what you're going to lose. Yeah, why wouldn't you say it's not worth it? I mean, if you're talking about those things that are more or less tangible or even just assets, yeah, I could see somebody saying, yeah, it's not worth it. But on the other side, you always a paycheck away from losing everything, single or married.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, I go on the side of it being totally worth it.
I mean, I understand. I understand everybody's point, and I guess I'm standing out on this limb by myself, but that's okay. I'll stand here by myself because in our current day and time, right, we cannot ignore the financial ramifications of divorce. And then looking at the statistics behind it, like these dudes that's making these type of money ain't stupid. You know what I mean? So this is something that they'll still that they'll still look at. What you got, Candice? I hear you. What you got?
Sorry. For protect your assets.
Okay, so let's go with that.
If that is your concern, your main concern, if the woman loves you that much, she's gonna sign.
Okay, so let's go with that. So guess what's starting to happen now in the judicial system now?
Serious to you.
Mm-hmm.
You feel like I don't want to lose my money. You come in what you come in with.
Mm-hmm.
I come in what I come in with. And if we decide to separate all the debt, your debt becomes your debt, my debt becomes my debt.
Mm-hmm.
Clean break.
But guess what's starting to happen in the judicial system, Candice? Guess what's starting to happen?
Women are paying.
No,
That's what's happening.
no, no. These prenuptial agreements are being challenged and thrown out. So now men are now left with no way to protect their assets.
Because what you come in with originally has grown over these years. Regardless of whether you want to accept that or not, you came in with a certain amount. I've been with you for 10, 15 plus years, 5 years. You've made more over that time than you have when you came in.
Now, did you ask me to stop working? Take care of these nappy head kids.
Well, you see my hair. You see. I don't have nappy hair. You see my hair? No, I'm just joking. I mean, but again, I'm not saying that a woman doesn't deserve anything. She should just leave and go. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm but half.
What you're saying.
But half.
Okay, so here's my thing.
They don't even get half.
So
look at Jeff Bezos' wife. She got broke off when she left.
Here's my question. No, who having these kids is worth this kind of money? Because my kids, I wouldn't pay. I'm just being honest. I'm gonna have to get rid of everybody because I'm not paying that kind of money. That's always my question. Why does it take that kind of money for child support? We're just gonna talk about strictly child support. It's just asinine.
That ain't my fight because I take my kids everywhere I go. So
I'm just saying from the standpoint of being a cousin, a sister, an auntie, a mother. When I hear some of these figures, it's infuriating because I know as a woman, it don't take that to take care of no kids. It really don't. At this point, ma'am, you're angry, you're bitter, you want some retribution. And I get it. It's not that I don't get it. I've gone through my fair share of bad breakups. I understand what it is to sacrifice in a marriage, but I think to try to put it off on the children, it's like, nah, it's not that. Because I'm just saying, now I'm gonna just put it to you like this. Let's flip it. I wouldn't want to give him half. I wouldn't. He could have half of the burial plot. Go on, get in your little box. Like, half? No, to me, that's ridiculous. And I get it. And now I'm going to say this. Like E said, barring the extreme circumstances, you've been beating her for 15 years. You didn't slept with her sister, all her friends. You got 14 outside. You didn't took her through all of this. So, but even in that, at some point, let's call it what it is. It's pain and suffering. You're not using that money to take care of these kids. You're not. It just doesn't even make sense. I'm not going to say that. I just feel like this. Do what you need to do and date somebody at least. This is just me in all 4 seasons. I think you need to date in all 4 seasons. And then you need to meet the family. You need another 6 months to
don't meet my family.
I get it, but I said, sometimes you don't meet the family, you don't meet the friends, you start finding out things so far down the line, and that can be hard on a marriage too. That's taxing. You dealing with all of this stuff because, as they say, fools rush in. You all in love and just for what? And now you have at the oh no, no, not no. You can have this magazine. That's what you can get.
And sir, man, and sir.
Mhm.
We ain't doing that today.
Yeah.
Take this act on the road. We are not doing this today.
No, I'm just saying, honestly, I'm just saying, as a woman, I think some of it is ridiculous on both sides. I don't see advocating when Mary J. Blige had to pay all that money. Women was silent. They had nothing. They weren't like, yeah, pay that man that money. Nobody says that. But when these men are paying these astronomical amounts of child support and alimony, it's like, yeah, get them, take them for half. Why? Why? Man, we've seen your children. The baby say schnick and nugget.
You can't be talking about people, kids.
Man,
no, absolutely.
Because y'all told me I could not say those words.
You can put it in the chat.
TK is all I have to say.
I agree. These milk prices are sky high.
Eggs too. With them eggs, man, you gotta give a lung and a kidney to get an egg these days. But
I heard everybody talking about alimony and child support and all this other stuff. I'm going to say this, man, and then I promise you, I ain't going to say nothing else for the rest of the show. Listen, and I hope I said it the right way. We talked about, was marriage worth it, right?
Uh-huh.
The answer to my question is that you already know that the answer was yes, right? And I'm going to go into the alimony child support thing. The answer is yes, because when you meet somebody and you genuinely get to know them, just because you guys are take your time before you get married to somebody, right? You can be in a relationship and you can date 2 or 3 years. That real person eventually is going to come out, and you're going to know if that's the right person for you or not. And then you're going to know if you want to pursue that, their relationship or their marriage with them. The reason why I say marriage is worth it, because in my relationship, the marriage that I'm in has made me a better person. I could have been doing some things that I ain't had no business doing, but because I have kids and I have, my marriage, it drew me out of those lanes and put me on the straight and narrow to become a real man. It put me in a position where I am right now. I believe if I wasn't married, I probably wouldn't be here sitting on this podcast with you guys. I would be out doing something that I'm not supposed to be doing. And then when you guys talk about alimony and child support, do the kids deserve this and do the kids deserve that? I'm going to say this. If I got divorced today and I had to pay 50% to keep my kids the way that they are, I'm going to do it. You know why? I came from nothing. I know how it feels to not have a single thing. And my kids ain't going to have that with or without me. They're going to continue to live the life that I built for them. So if that's what it takes for me to do to give them half of that, then so be it. I'll go work another job. I'll go work another 2 or 3 jobs. But to give them what I think they deserve to have, I'm going to do that. You know what I'm saying? So I believe that if someone is a millionaire and they were forced to pay $12,000 a month, hey man, if they can afford it to keep their kids and everything the way that they're currently living, then so be it. And vice versa.
Well, Mitch, there's an issue with that though, man, because the allocations of that money is not where it always is supposed to go.
And that's fine. And I'm not talking about other people. I'm talking about Mitch. I'm talking about me. I know how it feels to not have anything. My kids ain't gonna never want for anything.
But Mitch, that's not what I'm talking about. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that the vast majority of men think the same way that you do when it comes to it. Like if I got divorced today, my kids are also going to maintain the same level of lifestyle that they've had. I agree with you 100%. But what I'm saying is that to be forced into those type of situations to where she got 2 million, I got 2 million, but now I have to pay an additional whatever a month for what? When we both have that type of money and we're both going to provide for our children. That's my issue with it.
I hear what you're saying, but the courts are not like for me. The courts won't even have to get involved because I'm going to do my part.
Absolutely.
I'm already going to say what I'm going to do.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, the topic was marriage worth it? That's my 2 cents on it. I'm done.
But Mitch, the thing you failing to realize overall, you talking about if somebody is willing to work with you and agree with that and go along with that. I'm
That's right.
talking about the angry,
Absolutely.
bitter ex-wife that's like, I'm gonna take advantage of how the family law system, and I could say this as somebody who studied it, is set up. It's not set up in a man's favor. It is going to literally, and I'm telling you this because when I went to court, I could just tell my own business for child support. The lady was pushing me. Hey, do you need us to decide custody?
Yep.
And I'm like, nah, we good. I'm good right here. And they literally send paperwork and they push it, push it, push it. Had I been petty and vindictive, I could have took him for more than what was required. And that is my issue that's not necessary. And then recently, I don't know how long because I don't know the date, but they changed the law here in Illinois where then they started taking into account the custodial parent, mostly women's income. Before it didn't matter what I made, they only consider his income, which is asinine to me. So I could have been making $150,000, but because I was the custodial parent, they looked at his income and determined what the child support was. That doesn't make sense to me. It's inequitable and it's unreasonable. And when children grow up in that type of tension, nastiness, and just, I don't like to use the T word, I'm going to say unhealthy environment, this stuff just continues to go on and on and on. It's just bad. It's just bad juju. It would be great if every man felt like how you feel. Hey, clean break, I'm going to do what it takes to take care of my kids. And every woman felt like me. It's over. You going to take care of the kids. Whatever we come up with is what we come up with. I'm going to do my part. You do your part. And we co-parent. But we already know Sean Quanesha don't feel like that. I'm mad. So guess what I'm trying to do with your money? Lashes, frontals, crab legs.
We can't say that that's
But
where
that's
all the money
I
goes.
didn't say all. I didn't say all. I didn't say
I'm
all.
just saying, I mean, we make that assumption that
Right.
the money is being spent on crab legs, lashes, and that's the projection that men, I'm not saying all men, but that's the projection that men put out there is that, oh, they're spending my money on this, that, and the third. Well, once it's out of your account, brother, that's their money to do with whatever they need to do with. So after that, there's nothing you can say.
Yeah,
So once it's out of your account, brother,
I agree, but
Extra because
when
then
they
don't be
take
talking about
the
the baby
taxes
need a
out,
birthday party.
look here, ma'am, I get $1,000 taken out my check every 2 weeks for taxes. I don't have a kid, so I get, for the lack of better words, screwed. Every time I get paid, I get screwed because I ain't got no kids. So I don't get no big tax refund at the end of the year. I don't get none of that. So once they take them taxes out of my check, I can't say, well, my money going to feed these welfare queens. How do I know that? I don't know what they're doing. I bet you a bunch of that money is going to pay this defense fund and whatever war they trying to pull now.
Thanks.
All right, but we are almost an hour in, guys. Like, I still gotta edit, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, can we end the show or what we gonna do?
It's a topic that we probably would never get to the end of.
Probably not.
It's the song that does.
All right. So everybody, I absolutely appreciate your time. I thank you for your opinions. So we're gonna go around the board. So S. Dot, how can the people get a hold of you, man?
I'm a simple man, so reach me across all platforms, Sherrod.Lane.
For sure.
Definitely. We enjoy doing it. I'm glad we're doing it again. I'm glad that we're bringing in people now. trying to expand. So keep them coming. Keep the comments coming. Like, subscribe, and share, and all that other good stuff.
Subscribe, brothers. How about you put a sub? How about you put a sub in front? Mitch, man, what you got for the people, man? How can they get a hold of you?
Catch me on Instagram at Special Agent P, man. Hey, I really enjoyed the show. I love it when we can all get together and talk, and we can actually, voice our opinions on a lot of things. We're not always going to agree, and that's perfect. But this right here is a great platform. We can get together without, arguing and stuff like that. And it was great. I love it.
Absolutely. Doc, I'm leaving you for last. I'm gonna leave you for last. Quanesha, you got anything you want to share?
Don't even pick
You got anything you want to share with the people? You got anything that you're doing that you want to have our viewers come check you out on?
You can check me out on Facebook at Q&K's Essentials. I make all natural skincare.
Okay. Candice, you got anything for the people? You want to share anything about what you're doing? No, so you got that look like, no, not so much, homie.
Yes, you do.
Man, I
Yes,
do.
you do.
What I got to share?
Ma'am, please don't. Come on, Candy Lou.
Oh, you know what?
Hey, me.
I be forgetting about that,
No, you don't.
I do.
Come
But
on,
no,
Candy Lou.
seriously, Candy Lou's, I don't have the information off the top of my head because so
Don't worry. Candice, don't worry about it. Send me the information and I'll make it look all pretty for you when I post this video. Ms. Lady J, for sure. Ms. Lady J, what you got for the people, ma'am?
J Speaks on Facebook.
All right, at Lady J Speaks. And Doc Brown, it will be doc.brown11 on Instagram. He don't even get a shot no more, man, because Doc never dang on remembers. And as for me...
Wait, before you do that,
okay.
I do want to tell the ladies, thank y'all for coming on, and I appreciate y'all's perspective. It was definitely, like I said, eye-opening, and again, I just appreciate y'all coming on. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, for sure. And for me, as always, I am one half of the Sophisticated Spark podcast with Ms. Lady J that's on this podcast with me. You can find Sophisticated Spark on every platform, whether it's YouTube, Apple Podcasts, everything. You can find us there. And together, me and the fellas, we are the Parallel Legacies podcast. So if you're trying to get a hold of Parallel Legacies, you can reach us at info.parallellegacies@gmail.com. You can reach me. I'm DJ_YM4 on Instagram. We got the Parallel Legacies group and the Parallel Legacies page. The page is where we do most of our business. The group is where we kind of try to cut up. And Miss Lady J, should I announce it here? What you think? What you think? You think I should say something about it?
Oh, but give me 1 second. Thank you, Mitch, for putting up with us. Like you were thoroughly frustrated.
I don't think y'all know. I don't get frustrated. I think everybody know that. That's just my natural face.
Okay, I got one of them too. Bear my face on sitting here with this smile.
Smile.
I call you.
So me and Miss Lady J been kind of working a little bit behind the scenes, and we are now on CMI Radio with our own radio show. We'll be doing it Wednesdays, 6 to 8 p.m. Central Time. Yes, Central Standard Time. And the radio show is called The Rally Point. As Dot made mention to it earlier, when we had a conversation that there's a website that uses the name and it's for veterans, but if they send a cease and desist, we'll figure it out later. But as of now, it's called The Rally Point. So fellas, I thank you for your time. As always, brothers, ladies, thank you so very much for dealing with us and our foolishness. Thank you for coming on the show. We got to do this again. We may have to find a couple more panelists to have a for real conversation about what's really going on. So, anybody got anything else before I close the show? All right. So we out.